You are staring at a screen right now. You are scrolling for a hit of dopamine. You probably assume this restless emptiness is a modern disease born from algorithms and artificial lights. It feels uniquely yours, but the real answer is far stranger. Boredom is not a modern glitch. It is an ancient survival mechanism. Your ancestors felt the exact same crushing emptiness. What did ancient humans actually do when they were bored? They did not have glowing rectangles to save them. They had dirt, they had rocks, they had time. A terrifying amount of time. Think about a hunter-gatherer. You picture them constantly running from saber-toothed cats. You imagine a relentless daily struggle for survival. But evolutionary anthropologists like Dr. James Sussman have spent decades studying modern foraging societies, like the Sand People in the Kalahari. He found something that shatters our modern assumptions. They only worked about 15 hours a week. The rest of the time was just empty space. What do you do with 50 hours of absolutely nothing? Your brain hates a vacuum. It demands constant stimulation. When you sit in total silence, your amygdala, the ancient alarm bell of your brain, starts looking for problems to solve. If there are no immediate physical problems, you invent psychological ones. Boredom is simply your brain's evolutionary cattle prod. It forces you to get up and manipulate your environment. This neurological itch is exactly what built human civilization. Psychologist Dr. Sandy Mann studies the neuroscience of downtime and human emotion. Her research shows that profound boredom forces the mind into a state of deep daydreaming, which sparks intense creative problem solving. When ancient humans sat around the fire with full stomachs, they got profoundly restless. They started hitting rocks together. They did not do this because they needed a better axe, but because they desperately needed a distraction. They started crushing ochre. They smeared red pigment on cave walls. Why would you paint a bison in the pitch black of a subterranean tunnel? You do it because the prehistoric silence is deafening. You can see this clearly in the archaeological record. You find intricate things that have absolutely no practical survival value. There are delicate flutes carved from the bones of vultures discovered in the Hohlfels cave in Germany. They are 40,000 years old. Someone sat in the freezing cold and spent countless hours meticulously drilling holes into a fragile bone. They were not hunting, they were not foraging. Were they just trying to entertain themselves in the darkest depths of the Ice Age? Boredom drove relentless innovation. It pushed your ancestors to domesticate wild wolves. You do not invite a dangerous apex predator into your camp unless you are profoundly understimulated and curious. You started telling complex stories. You invented invisible gods to explain the terrifying shadows. You built colossal monuments. Look at Göbekli Tepe in modern-day Turkey. It is the oldest known temple in the entire world. It was built entirely by hunter-gatherers, not settled farmers. Archaeologist Klaus Schmidt, who excavated the massive site, theorized it was the profound need for communal ritual and shared imagination that forced these wandering bands to finally settle down. They built a massive complex of carved stone pillars before they even invented the wheel. They were driven by an insatiable, restless need to create meaning out of the void. Your brain is still running this exact same ancient software today. It still deeply craves the creative void, but you never let it reach the breaking point. You never let the evolutionary cattle prod spark. The moment you feel the slightest twinge of nothingness, you reach for your phone. You instantly pacify the ancient urge to create. You silence the exact same itch that built the pyramids and mapped the stars. The next time you find yourself with absolutely nothing to do not panic. Do not immediately reach for a digital distraction. Let the heavy emptiness wash over you. Let your ancient brain wake up. Because right now, you are just staring at a screen.